Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Me and My Jackets. My name is Chris, and we are talking all about Arcteryx stuff. Today's video is going to be about the differences in a down insulated jacket and a synthetically insulated jacket. Okay, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of each and what makes them different. I've brought 6 different jackets down here today, 3 synthetic, 3 down, with a lighter weight, a middle weight, and a heavier weight in each. And we're going to kind of compare them a little bit and talk about the differences. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a good idea of the pros and cons of these jackets and which one would be more appropriate for your use. Okay, so we're going to jump right in here. So a big difference between these 2 types of jackets is that a down insulated jacket will give you more warmth per weight than a synthetically insulated jacket. Okay, typically not 100% all the time, okay, but as a rule of thumb, generally a down jacket delivers more warmth in a lighter weight. Okay, period. They are also more expensive. Okay, they're definitely a more expensive jacket. The reason for this is probably it's because it's a lot cheaper to produce a large sheet of synthetic insulation and put it in these jackets than it is to obtain a really nice high quality goose down to fill these jackets with. Okay. So one thing you'll notice definitely with a down jacket is that you'll see all these partitions, right? I want to call them partitions in the jacket. They could be these horizontal lines, they could be boxes or squares, and that is a really unique trait of these jackets. Now you will see, I go to the store, I go walk around the mall, sometimes I see winter jackets, and I see jackets that look like this, but are not down. Okay, they basically take a synthetic insulated jacket, they make it look like it's a big puffy down jacket, but it's not. But they're a lot cheaper, okay? But they're not going to be as warm. All right. They're just like, to me, it's a knockoff, right? It's an imitation. It's a wannabe. These partitions in these jackets are really important because what they typically do is they hold the goose down in place. Okay, a synthetic insulated jacket does not have these partitions in it, right? It's just a big open sheet. It's a big open sheet of insulation that's sewn into the material, and it's not going anywhere, right? It's just a big flat sheet. Where down is basically all feathers. Okay, if we did not have these partitions in this jacket to hold that down in each section, all that down would eventually just settle down to the bottom. Okay, and you'd be full of insulation down here and have nothing up here. Okay, so these partitions help keep that down nice and puffy, right, and hold it in place. So what makes these jackets really, really warm is that puffy quality to the down. Okay, that space in between all those feathers holds the heat. Okay, and that really makes these jackets extremely warm. So it's not to say that a synthetic insulated jacket is not going to keep you warm. They absolutely will. They're just going to use a thicker, heavier sheet of insulation, okay, which is going to make the jacket heavier and bulkier. Okay. A lot of these down jackets really shine when it comes to hiking or backpacking kind of thing in cold weather, because if you need to take these off and stuff them into your backpack, okay, these jackets really take up very little space. And most of these jackets from Arcteryx, inside the little chest pocket come with a little, they call it a little stuff sack, okay? So this entire jacket will stuff down into this little bag, okay? And you can, throw this into your backpack and away you go, okay? When you squeeze these jackets down, you can basically just push the air right out of them, and they really squish down very small, okay? Very small and light. And then, you pull them out, you fluff them back up again, and you're good to go, all right? So that's a real advantage of these jackets, again, with the lightweight, is that they pack down extremely small. A synthetic insulated jacket will typically not come equipped with a stuff sack. You can roll them up, you can put them in a backpack, but they're gonna be bigger, right? It's gonna be bigger and bulkier. This particular jacket is a Cerium LT, all right? I'll just throw it on for you real quickly. This is considered a pretty lightweight down jacket. Now this version that I have obviously does not have a hood on it. It is available with a hood. I got it without the hood because I have two others with a hood. I have a Cerium SV, which is a heavyweight, and I have a Therium AR, which is a middleweight jacket. So as you can see, when you put these on, they are nice and puffy, and that puffy quality is what keeps you warm. Now I will say, I've noticed that on a cold day when I wear these jackets and I get into my truck, I have the leather seats in the truck, which when it's cold out, the leather gets cold, right? And when I sit down in my truck and I lean back against the seat, it squishes this down, right? It kind of squishes it down. Now it's not all fluffy and light and airy holding all that heat. It gets squished down, and I basically feel that cold of the seat on my back, for a little bit. But because I'm losing that insulating value when it's not puffy, right? So it's a little bit better with a synthetically insulated jacket, because there is literally a sheet of insulation there that's in between, okay? So that's just one thing I noticed, but that's how that works. The insulating value, the warmth, comes from it being nice and puffy, all right? Let me throw on my Therium. So again, this is like a medium weight down jacket. The Therium is just a more all-around use. It's a more durable jacket. It has a heavier face fabric on here, but it is extremely, extremely warm. Now, these down jackets from Arcteryx do have some synthetic insulation in it. The real disadvantage with a down jacket is that they do not like to get wet, all right? As I said, the insulating quality, the warmth of this jacket comes from all that space and the air that's in between the goose feathers that, holds that warmth. If those feathers get wet, they kind of just stick together and clump up, and they lose all of their insulating value, okay? So Arcteryx uses some insulating, synthetic insulation in their down jackets in specific areas that are more prone to being wet, such as the shoulders, okay? In some jackets, it's the hood. All right, this jacket, the hood is a synthetic insulation, right? If it's raining out, you put your hood on, your hood's going to get wet, right? The collar here in front of your mouth also is synthetic, okay? Because as you're breathing, you're giving off moisture and humidity, right? And this is going to get wet inside here. Under the armpits, right? If you're sweating, you're going to get wet here. So that stays synthetic. And also, I believe the end of the sleeves and the bottom of the jacket is a synthetic. The rest is all down. The whole body of the jacket is down. So now, finally, lastly, the heaviest of my down jackets is the Cerium SV. This thing is amazing. This is the warmest jacket I've ever had. It's incredibly warm. So, this is made for severe conditions. This is a really poofy jacket. The hood on this is all down. It's all a big puffy, fluffy hood. You know, inside the pockets, you put your hand inside the pockets, you have goose down on the inside and on the outside of your hands. Just an amazingly warm jacket, okay? Yeah. All right. But very lightweight. All right, this jacket is light. You know, a synthetically insulated jacket that gives you this much warmth is going to be really big, heavy, and bulky. Okay, this is really pretty incredible. Okay, so let's just briefly talk about my synthetic jackets. All right, so the lightest weight one I have here is a Nuclei FL. Now, the Nuclei is really an unusual bird, okay? It is extremely warm for its weight, okay? It's more warmth per weight than a normal synthetic jacket of the same weight would be, all right? And the reason for that is due to the face fabric that they're using and the fabric on the inside of the jacket that they use. The insulation in here is not a heavyweight insulation. It's actually almost the same as what's in my Atom LT, okay? But what makes this jacket so incredibly warm for its weight is the fact that these fabrics do not breathe very well. Okay, it is incredibly wind resistant. The big attribute with this jacket is its wind resistance. All right, I've been outside in cold winter wind chills with a t-shirt on underneath this, and the wind blows, and I stand like this, and I feel nothing like on my arms. It's amazing. Okay. The flip side of it, right, is that it is not breathable. It's not allowing any air in, and it doesn't allow any heat out. So it's almost like putting on, and I want to kind of compare it to wearing like a hefty bag. All right, it is not breathable. All right. So depending on what you're doing, what kind of activity you're doing, this may or may not be a good choice for you, okay? A real high output activity, you're gonna sweat your tail off in this thing, all right? But if you're outside just hanging around, or doing walking or hiking, it's just a low activity where you're not producing a lot of heat and a lot of sweat, and it's really cold out, this is an amazing jacket. All right. So that's just the oddball as far as that goes, but I wanted to point that out to you. Also, next up I have an Atom LT, right, which is like a medium weight insulated jacket, really versatile, great for just about anything and everything you can think of. It's great for layering with other pieces. The main advantage of a synthetically insulated jacket over a down jacket, okay, is its ability to get wet. Okay, if these jackets get wet, they will still keep you warm. All right, the insulation does not lose its insulating values like a down jacket does. Okay, if the feathers get wet, you're done. A synthetic insulated jacket gets wet, it can still keep you warm. All right. Finally, this is an Atom AR. This is the heaviest synthetic jacket that I have. This is a great winter jacket, really versatile winter jacket, definitely. So I say, that these jackets have the ability to get wet and still keep you warm. That's definitely an advantage. Other advantage with these jackets, as far as also they're a little cheaper, but they are a little more durable. A synthetically insulated jacket in general is more durable than a down jacket. Reason being, we have a heavier, tougher, stronger face fabrics on these jackets, okay, that can withstand more wear and tear and abrasion. The face fabrics on most of these down jackets is really thin, all right, and it's meant to be lighter weight, okay, so that's why they're thinner. It's not to say that, you know, it's going to tear when you put it on, but if you're going to be rubbing against rocks or branches or sticks or something, you may want something a little more tough, like this, okay? If you are going to be in situations where you can take a little more delicate jacket and not worry about it getting ripped and torn, you know, this is your guy here. So definitely, okay, you know, we can pack these jackets down. We can make these smaller, but not as small and as compact and lightweight as a down jacket. Synthetic jackets will take more water, more rain. However, none of them are waterproof. Okay, they're water resistant. All of these jackets, down and synthetic jackets from Arcteryx, are treated with a DWR coating, which means that the outer face fabrics are able to resist some water, repel some water, okay? In a light rain, the rain will hit this jacket, will bead up and roll right off, all right? In a heavy soaking rain, eventually it's going to soak in and you're going to get wet, all right? We do not want to get our down jackets wet, all right? They have the most warmth per weight, but they cannot get wet. They need dry conditions. So if you're carrying one of these jackets around, there's a threat of rain, a hard shell is going to be a necessity for you, all right? You can get by with this jacket in a light rain, you know, for a while, but eventually you will get wet as well. So in either case, a hard shell is great. This will still keep you warm. This, you have to keep this dry. So a hard shell is a necessity here. All right. So I think, I hope I've given you some good ideas and some differences between the two, right? You know, which is better than the other? Well, there's none really better than the other. It just depends on what you need and, you know, what you can afford and what suits your activities best, right? So I hope it helped you out, you know. Thanks for watching the video. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're into Arcteryx stuff. I'm really trying to put out a lot of stuff for you guys, you know, to help you guys out, and I really appreciate some support in return. So thank you very much, and you know, I appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you again in another video. If you are interested in these jackets, in any one of these jackets, I have a separate video on my channel for every one of these jackets. So please, you know, check them out, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Thanks. Bye.